Metaphysics of Evolution by Father Chad Ripperger. I've been on a Father Ripperger binge lately, so um, this is I read this book because this is one of the areas that I could not defend well. You know, I needed some tidying up. I needed to be able to defend it better, and who better than Father Ripperger? He's so calm and collected with everything. So this is actually a philosophical approach to debunking evolution. It's pretty enjoyable in that sense. So if you're a philosophical person instead of a scientific person, this book is for you. I'm going to read a couple quotes and we can talk about the quotes. So who is the philosopher who was it Hegel? Was it Hegelian, where the universe creates itself over and over again?
I'm thinking of Kant, but
or Hume. No, I don't think. Yeah. Okay. So okay, here's a quote: "Nothing cannot bring itself into existence because the existence was not there to begin with. You can't go from nothing to something." See,
that's true.
All these people, all these atheists are trying to do this. I think Stephen Hawking tried to do this, where I think he said like gravity was like the eternal constant, and there was nothing else, and through that, like everything happened. And
doesn't make any sense. The Big Bang.
Yeah, the Big Bang.
Boom.
Yeah, but it tries to dodge the fact that what did the creating? There has to be something that does the act of creating.
No, it just happened.
Yeah, so he makes the point that when we say nothing, we're not actually truly thinking of nothing.
No.
We're thinking of an absence of light, an absence of form or something. It's not truly nothing. So I thought that was interesting. And it's fascinating to me because you have geniuses who don't abide by simple rules of logic.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Why?
The will precedes the intellect. They go to what they want to go to. And what they want to go to is atheism, because atheism frees them from restraint. If there is no God, you can do what you like. There's a downside, however. If there's no God, nothing's worth anything.
Yeah. Okay, next quote. I love this one. This is so good. "Inorganic compounds cannot produce life because life does not exist in the inorganic compounds. Even when one has more than one set of causes, if life is not contained in those causes, life cannot come from those causes, regardless of how many there might be. To put this in the context of macroevolution, a primordial soup and lightning cannot produce something that has life because neither one of them has it."
Wait a minute. Didn't you ever see Frankenstein?
Oh, gosh, that's true.
Now, how was he able to bring his monster to life? It was through lightning, electricity.
That's true.
See?
Wow, that's a great
comeback to Father Ripperger. The argument for movies.
Well, it had life. Well, it's not movies per se. No, what did Mary Shelley say? Now, Mary Shelley didn't say lightning, did she?
It was electrical force.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah, because hers, it was a little bit more philosophical. It wasn't so dramatic.
Yeah. She missed out on the whole, give my creation life!
Yeah. That was about different things. It was, yeah, so, okay. That's interesting. That's an interesting take, Charles. Okay. Last quote. "Macroevolution essentially asserts that a thing does not act according to its nature. For if it acted according to its nature, it would not produce something other than its nature." Now
That's
I actually arrived at this independently in thinking about this, where you see nature and you feel something, right? There is wonder that, you see a beaver
awe.
dam and you see, oh, this is nature. Well, when you go into a city in an urban environment, you don't think, oh, that's nature. So in other words, how could nature become not nature? That's what I always said to myself. How do you do that? You can't do that. Nature
You can
will
hold your
always be
breath.
nature.
You can hold your breath and make it so.
I'm going to bring up one additional thing, since this is such a short episode and we have more time, which is another area that Father Ripperger talks about, which is theistic evolution. Because some theologians try to bridge the gap, right? They try to make everything work. So I have one quote here from Theistic Evolution, on what Father Ripperger thinks of it. Theistic evolution, whether it states that it is a natural process, which is really just a covert way of introducing constant miracles, or asserts outright that miracles are constantly necessary for the process, violates the principle of economy. It violates the principle of economy because it posits a number of causes, in this case God intervening as a cause on repeated occasions without a sufficient reason. In other words, God is creating these miraculous ways for animals to change their nature. But why are we doing this process to begin with, in this quasi-natural thing? It violates the law of economy. So that is the approach that Father Ripperger uses in this, where he takes simple, I forgot what he calls them. I just simple rules of logic, and then he says how each part of evolution violates a very simple rule.
Oh.
So I highly recommend it. It's a short book. It's not. Now I will say this, one caveat. It does take some time to wrap your head around some of these sentences, some of these concepts. But you just say the sentence one more time in your head and you get it. And then once you have these things down, you'll be able to adequately defend the Catholic position on this matter. So that'll do it. It's $9.95 on the Tumblr House website. $9.95. And I highly recommend it. I do highly recommend it. All of Father Ripperger's books are selling like hotcakes right now. Binding Force of Tradition, Magisterial Authority, Deliverance Prayers, Metaphysics of Evolution. I still have to read his the Principle of Integral Good and Topics of Tradition, but those are definitely on my to-read list that I'll probably be promoting those books in the upcoming episodes.